Damn it. So
Continue.
amazing. You want to say that again, Rach? No, I'm kidding.
The sound of a mother
So-
being embarrassed.
So the reason I look absolutely knackered, and the reason I'm probably going to be quite overwhelmingly excited on this call with you all, is because I've just literally made decisions this weekend to really change my life in so many ways that I didn't know I could do. Number one. Number two is, if you're not on camera, then can you get on camera? So I really love to have it that can do camera. If you can't, I get it, don't worry, but I just think it would be really fab for me to really see how you guys are responding to this. I really respond well, like whether you guys are aware or not, I really watch what you guys are, how you're responding to a lot of the stuff I say, because a lot of the time it's just me talking, and I like to really I really want you guys to hear what I'm kind of saying, kind of thing, and how you respond to it, etc. So if you can, that would be great. There are so many things. If you don't know who Brendon Burchard is, then you've got to get to know who Brendon Burchard is. He's now my favorite motivational coach. I absolutely love this guy. Like, he's so funny. Like, oh my God, I was crying with laughter today as he was talking about relationships. So funny, and I so many things to share, and I might jump around all over the place and don't really know where to start, because I've just had 4 full intense days, and I even didn't do a couple of hours sessions here and there, not on purpose. I had meetings, and because I was in the morning, I decided to go and do whatever, do some work and catch up for an hour before I came here. There was my first day that I didn't wake up naturally at heaven, because I've last 2 nights won, and it's really just it's trying to hit me. So I have had the most amazing time ever, and I would really like you to all, if you really want to take your life seriously, then I really encourage you all to set this in your calendar for next year, March 2019, Phoenix, because I'm definitely going to come again. This weekend has changed my life more than any event I've ever been to. It's better than every, I've got lipstick on my teeth, better than every Juice Plus event I've ever been to, better than every single GoPro event I've ever been to. And I do all, because obviously it's a personal development thing, so it's purely personal development, nothing else. But yeah, really, oh God, I don't know how to begin. So I hope your pens are ready, and I hope that you guys are ready to just listen to me go like that. So the first thing I'm going to say is it's called the High Performance Academy. So high performance, what is that? High performance is succeeding beyond standard norms. There is no traffic after the extra mile. There is no traffic after the extra mile. If you go the extra mile, you're not going to deal with any extra traffic. Make sense? So what is your normal? The question for everyone is your normal, and what must change about your normal for you to go to be a high performer in your life? Maybe don't write down everything, write down what resonates with you, because I'm going to be talking about a lot. Maybe your next level in life isn't about achievement, it's about alignment. Aligned in your life or not? What about your life needs to change, and are you really aligned? Consistency over the long term. Always being on the ball with your personal development, with your fitness, with your nutrition, everything. And then the third, so high performance is 3 things. The first thing is succeeding beyond standard norms. The second thing is consistency. The third thing is while maintaining well-being, positive relationships. Relationships is so important, which is a freaking blessing for us because we're in the relationship business. But relationships is probably the most important lesson I've learned this weekend, which I'm going to talk more about. What belief you have about yourself? Your secret fear isn't that if you do it. Your secret fear is what is if you can't handle it. We've spoke about that before, and I definitely agree. It's not that we lack strategy. It's that we lack the belief of what we can do. You don't have to compromise anything to go to the next level in your life. Sometimes I think we try and tell ourselves that, I have to give up this and I have to give up that, blah, 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 blah. But really, you don't have to compromise anything to go to the next level. In fact, you're going to fucking do yourself a favor. Like, you're going to go to the whole nother level with your life. I'm going to skip through some stuff. So then we did a task where we were in groups together. So why are you here? What area of your life would you like to work on and why? 3 things you already know you can do to improve your life. Who or what are you most grateful for now? And really, he was talking about, you really got to tap into who needs you. If you're wondering who you're grateful for, you got to really tap into who needs you. Who really needs you in your life? Why do you need to do this? A lot of the times, we get more pushed if we're doing it for someone else. And really be the change, really be the change. It's time to freaking deliver, guys. It is time to hit it. It's time to realize that you, on yourself, in your person, your independence, you are a squat team, right? But you have to build those abilities in your head, in your fitness, in your mindset, your nutrition. You have to build that squat team. You, as a person, are a squat team, right? Doesn't mean you're on your own, but you're a squat team. But you have to realize that there's things that you need to align in your life in order for you to be that squat team. You've got to be confident. You've got to be ready for it to happen. You've got to say these things to yourself repeatedly, because when you improve yourself as a person, areas in your life explode. They literally explode. When you yourself focus on you as a person, on your personal development, you push yourself, you remind yourself of your ambitions, your goals, your dreams, your hopes, your aspirations, and you have to check in on that shit every single day. If there is not a day that you're not reading your goals out loud, or you're not checking in on your vision board, or you're not saying your affirmations, then how can you expect to show up at the highest level? You have to check in every single day. Every day. I'm talking every day. And you don't leave it to the last minute. This is the first freaking thing you do in the morning. And if you're shit at getting up in the morning, then you got to ask yourself, am I really ready to be disciplined to take my life to the next level or not? Because if you're not, maybe you won't commit to doing these things in the morning for yourself. Some really hard truths, I think, are going to come out of this training call tonight. I've had some really hard truths this weekend on myself. So how do we get there? How do we get to be a high performer? There's a few pillars. So one is psychology. The next one is physiology. The next one is productivity. And the next one is people. So, oh my God, there's so much. Psychology is really learning to observe your own thoughts and recognizing your thoughts. And are they your thoughts, or are they opinions that other people have given you that you have carried as your own? Your mind can craft your reality, so you need to be making sure that your mind is painting the most perfect reality for you. Be really careful of who you spend your time with. Psychology is everything. I'll go more into that. Physiology, he taught us lots of exercises and how to basically get more energy in our bodies, which was really amazing. We did a hell of a lot of meditation this weekend. I've envisioned a lot of things for my life through the meditation that we've done. I have a really fantastic imagination, so I can meditate and literally be given messages like as if they're from God. It's absolutely insane. This was really interesting. He was saying that the number of connections in your brain equals the amount of stars in the galaxy, but we lack the ability to, we lack the drive to use them all. We could use them all, but we don't because we're lazy, basically. Productivity-wise, stop trying to hack your productivity. The real change will come when you change your mindset. You own your dream. If you don't own your dream and you let someone else shape your dream and change your dream, then you're never going to be as productive as you want to be. And you have to go from a life of, you've got to go from a life of defense to a life of offense. Don't pick up your phone first thing in the morning. I'm going to forbid it in my life. And I really encourage you, if you want to take your life to the next level, then you would do the same thing. They were talking about how when we're on a roll with things and when we're focusing on our life and when we're, driving forward and we're having a really productive day and we don't want to be interrupted, we interrupt ourselves. Most people can't go 20 minutes without looking at their phone. They're sat for an hour conversation with their daughter, with their sister, with their best friend, with their boyfriend, and they can't go 20 minutes without looking at their phone. Don't let technology that was supposed to be here on this earth to help us be more productive, help you be unproductive. Don't do that. Don't be that person. Make that decision now that you will not let that happen anymore. That when you're in a conversation with someone, whether it's with a prospect, whether it's with your mum, it's your family, and it's a meaningful conversation, or you've made intentions to go for dinner with your boyfriend, don't sit on your freaking phone. If you can't do that, then you need to leave your phone at home. You have to learn to be present. The one thing that helps people live the longest in this life is called relationships. If you have long-lasting, vibrant, full relationships in your life, then you're going to have a long and happy life. But if you don't, then you're not going to. And they were saying how that one major interruption, like when you're working, so if you get interrupted, for example, like let's say I'm working on my business and someone interrupts me, or they call my phone and I answer it, that's an interruption. If it's not what I'm supposed to be doing at the time of my work, it can take that person, even a high performer, someone that's of a really high caliber of work, it can take that person 1 to 2 hours to get back into the flow of working. That's how detrimental it is that you don't let people interrupt you in your hours. And they was talking about creating these hours of excellence throughout the day and having like a squat team. Really don't check when I say don't check your email at the beginning of the day for the first hour, I mean don't check your WhatsApp, don't check your Facebook, don't check your Instagram, don't check your LinkedIn, don't check anything. No text, no calls, no messages, no nothing. Your first hour is yours, no one else's. No one in the world should know that you're awake in that hour apart from you. Only you. And if you live with people, obviously that's different, but that first hour has got to be yours. When you get up and you reflect and you learn about yourself and you decide to do some personal development, and maybe you go and exercise in that hour, or maybe you do some stretching in the morning, or maybe you drink 2 big glasses of water, you have to make sure that first hour is yours, not someone else's. We have to stop letting our life run us and start running our life. In terms of people, this is very relevant to a lot of you, so I really want a lot of you to pay attention to this. Right, we're going to talk about this thing called being petty. If everybody knows what the word petty means, petty is basically when you're a little bitch about stuff. Petty is when someone brings you the wrong cup of tea and you fucking moan about it. Or petty is when your friend didn't call you back and you get all upset. Boo fucking who. Right, that's what being petty is. Petty is, oh my God, Tash said she will call me and she forgot. You sweat the small stuff of the people with vision are not petty. Don't easily forget to call you back. Don't moan and bitch and hold a grudge about it, because it does more bad for you than it ever does for them. If you focus on the little things that don't matter, this is really important. You need to all write this down. If you focus, this is if you're petty, this is if you're not petty, every single one of you needs to write this down. If you focus on the little things that do not matter in your life, you will paper cut your life with pettiness. If you focus on the little things that do not matter, you will paper cut your life with pettiness. We live in a culture that's been hurt. Like, it's natural for you to want to be petty about stuff, but there's 2 ways to exert strength in your life. 2 ways that you most release strength. One is you pull people down, you push people down, and the other one is you pull people up. Which one do you want to be? If you're petty, you are not pulling people up. You are pushing people down. Don't be petty. In this business, you cannot afford to be petty. You are a leader, you have a team, you have sidelines, you have mentors, you have customers, you have prospects. You cannot afford to be petty. All of you do this. Me too. We're all guilty. We're all guilty. Oh, my customer didn't call me back and she said she'd call me. Maybe she's the customer that has 3 kids. Like, be patient and don't be petty. If you had enough customers, you would be worrying about that one that didn't call you back. Oh, my prospect didn't join and she said she would. So go and find 10 other prospects that are going to join your team instead. Because one isn't going to change your business. 5 might, 1 is not. And we need to have really exceptional relationships with people, really, really, really exceptional relationships with people. Really see other people, find connection with them, have really rich, valuable relationships. And I don't just mean with your friends, I mean with your mum, I mean with your parents, I mean with your best friends from whatever that don't do this business. If you have, you know, when's the last time you called somebody and just sat and listened to them and asked them about their life instead of talking about your own life? When's the last time you called someone in your family and asked them about what their dreams and goals and aspirations were? The one thing that's consistent with the longevity of life is relationships. That's what I said before. Deep, intimate, positive, strong relationships with everyone in your life that's meaningful to you. And this is another big word. If you've not written anything down, this is one word you've got to write down. Purpose. Purpose changes everything, and that's fine. You've got to really live purpose. We have a desire to simplify, but if you live with purpose and you do things intentionally, and you really think about who do I want to be, I want you to all set 5 alarms on your phone every day and remind yourself. The 5 alarms are going to go off on your phone and they're going to say, who do I really want to be? You're going to be reminded daily, whether you're at work, whether you're at home, whether you're with your boyfriend, whether you're getting up in the morning, who do you really want to be? And what is the intent of my life? Because the opposite of having purpose is being unconscious. Do you want to be unconscious in this life, or do you want to have purpose? It's that simple, black and white. A dream becomes a purpose. Ask yourself, how do I want to show up today? How do I want to live today? Define who you really are. And then we move to presence. Have purpose and then have presence. Be fully aware and vibrant in the air of your life. Learn to be more present, to feel love, to feel happy. The defining metaphor is life is presence. We're not like, as power plants do not make energy. Power plants, they transform energy, they transmit energy, and they transfer energy. That's what we are as human beings. We transfer, we transmit, and we transform energy. We get energy from all different sources, from the food we eat, to the exercise we do, to the amount of sleep that we have, to the people we spend our time with, and we transfer that energy. So we go from one area in our life to another, and by doing that, we become fully present. So let's get really conscious. Let's really redefine what the world gives to us by being present. Don't store energy from bad people. Be an individual of this world. Do not let this world, don't be just of the world. Like, be an individual of another world, because that's who you really are. Then I am going to move on. Oh my God, I'm not even through the first part of the first day. I can't even cope. Okay, I'm going to move through this. So the next thing is what motivates us. So you have a spark initially that motivates you, and then it turns into a flame, and then it turns into a bonfire. So you have spark, the flame, the bonfire. And it starts off with this thing called ambition. And then we move from ambition to this thing called expectancy. And then we go from expectancy to attention and effort. If you do not put attention and effort into the spark that you have with this business, then how can you expect to be motivated? Attention and effort. If you're not putting attention into this business, if you don't do your DMO, you're not giving it attention, period. If you don't put effort into this business, don't expect anyone to knock on your door and go, hey, Rebecca, can I join your business? It's not how it works. You've got to put effort and attention into this, manage your expectations, and have a fuckload of ambition. Have a load of ambition. Ambition is not a bad word. Ambition is a freaking amazing word. Don't ever hang out with anyone that's not ambitious, because it's a waste of your time. But with ambition, this is so important to understand. There's this thing called success tax. Success tax. TAX. So the higher that you climb in your ambition, and the bigger your ambition, the more success tax you're going to get. You're going to have people go, oh, don't do that. That's never going to work. Oh, what about this? What about that? You're going to have people that pin you down, that try and change your ambition. And your ambition will change. Your ambition will upgrade. And a lot of people lose motivation. This is the reason why people lose motivation. They lose motivation because they can't handle the criticism that comes with having ambition. You really got to understand that everybody had critics. Mother Teresa had critics. Barack Obama had critics. The Prime Minister has critics. The Queen has fucking critics. I have critics. Ambition and command equals motivation. You have to take command of your ambition. I believe this. This is what I want for my life, and I'm going to move forward. Don't just hope. Hope will get you nowhere. You have to command that you will do this. You will have that ambition, and really believe in it. Really believe in it. You know the reason why I have so much ambition and so much drive and so much determination, and why I don't get bogged down when someone tells me I'm not going to do it, because I'm so freaking commanding about my ambition. I don't just have weak hope. So many of you do not command it, and you're just weaklessly hoping, oh, I hope it works out for me. I hope that my ambition works out. No, take command of it. So when someone turns around to you and you say, oh, that's never going to work, you ask them, oh, how do you know? Do you know that it's not going to work? Have you tried it? You can ask them, have you done what I'm doing? You would never let a window cleaner cut your hair, so why the hell would you listen to someone that's never walked the path? The models that I'm teaching in my business now, I say to them all, I met 2 models last night who aren't models yet from Arizona. One was 16 and one was 18. And one of them was telling me about how her neighbor's really negative. And I went, can I ask you a question? She said, yeah. I said, has your neighbor ever walked a catwalk? She went, no. I said, has your neighbor ever done a photo shoot? No. Has your neighbor ever modeled? No. Does your neighbor want to model? No. Your neighbor ever dipped toe in the creative industry? No. So why are you listening to them? No offense, but if any one of you that's not a model would turn around to me and say, hey, I don't think you should do this for modeling, I wouldn't listen to you because you're not a model. That's no disrespect, but it's like Rebecca trying to ask me, oh, Tash, how should I, me going, Rebecca, you should look after your cat like this. She'd be like, what? You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it. So why do you let people define how you should run your business? Why do you let them do that? They haven't got a clue what network marketing is. They haven't got a clue what Juice Plus is. They haven't got a clue what having a team like this is. Yet you let them decide how you're going to feel that day. Why do you do that? And if you won't achieve anything in this life, if you don't believe in yourself, and who's going to give you that belief to be successful? You are the only person that can do that. I can sit and do these calls week in, week out, but in truth, if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen. How do you believe? You do personal development. Manage your goals, check in on them, look at your ambitions every single day, have a goal statement, have a vision board. The further you get in your life, the more demotivated you're going to, the further you get from looking at your vision and looking at your goal statement, the more demotivated you get. So you have to look at that shit every single day. If it was me and you're really demotivated right now, I'd look at that 3 times a day. Give attention to the things that give back to you in life. And you can't have motivation if you don't put the effort in. If you don't put the effort in, you aren't going to have motivation, period. Motivation leads to momentum, and with progress comes belief. Embrace the struggle of figuring things out. It's not going to be easy every day, but that's fine. Just embrace the struggle. Some days it's going to be hard, and those are the days that you're going to appreciate it more. Motivation is hard. This is something you should all write down. Here's a piece of gold right here. There's 2 pieces of gold I'm going to give you, actually. Work on the things that matter every day. Hello. Work on the things that matter every day. And the other thing is, this is the really piece of gold. I hope you're ready. Motivation is hard because your attitude sucks. If you're demotivated, guess what? Your attitude sucks. The amount of times I've had you all come to me, this is every single one of you, every single one of you, it's about my life right now. It's always because your attitude sucks at that period in your life. It doesn't always suck, but at that period in your life, your attitude absolutely freaking stinks. Your attitude is so poor at that point that you're so demotivated. So you come home to me and you go, oh, I can't do it. I'm really demotivated. How do I get motivated again? Your attitude freaking sucks, mate. Your attitude sucks. Your attitude sucks. If you worked on yourself every day, if you checked in on your ambitions every day, if you had a strong, positive morning routine and you hung out with people that were strong and positive and motivational, if you're in our 8 a.m. club and you haven't been on that 8 a.m. club and you're wondering why you're demotivated, we made that group so you wouldn't be demotivated. We made that group. There are so many of you in that group that haven't been in there, me included, but I don't sit there and suck about being demotivated. My attitude doesn't ever stink. Never. Yeah, how many of you haven't been on that 8 a.m. call every day and then you go, oh, I'm really demotivated? We've made that call so you would stay motivated, and yet most of you don't show up. Don't say that you're demotivated and then never show up and don't put the attention in. That's why you're not motivated, because you can't be asked to show up to a call. If you're at work, it's a different story. So it's not if you're at work. And if you're tired and you oversleep, you need to look at your life and change things, right? Don't expect people to be that motivational funnel for you if you cannot be asked to show up. That's why I won't go on the call. If there's only 1 or 2 people on it, sometimes I'm like, why am I here? I didn't make this call for 1 or 2 people to show up. That's not why I made the call. So don't say to me, I'm demotivated, and yet I put you in that 8 a.m. group and yet you don't show up. And then you have the audacity to come and moan to me and say that you're really demotivated right now. Or maybe you should take a look in the mirror and see what you're actually doing to help with your attitude. Some hard truths, hey? I sat there and this conference has changed my life, I'm telling you. So then the next thing I'm going to talk about is what makes us happy. And I'm going to do this really quick because this is something that I want to do more focused on another day. Basically, when it comes to your past, you have to have acceptance, you need to be satisfied, and you need to have fondness. My dad abused me and my sisters till I was 8 years old. I've accepted that. I've accepted it. The reason I've accepted it is because I've learned a lot from that. And I've come a very long way since that. My dad left 16 years ago. I've learned a lot from that. I'll never be with an abusive man. I'll never be with a man like that because of that, right? But then I'll also try and I'll look out for the telltale signs, right? Because my mum certainly didn't know. She certainly couldn't leave. She didn't put me through that. My dad put me through that. But I don't begrudge it. I don't hate my mum because of it anymore. That was my past. And I've learned from it and I've accepted it. And I've realized that I am who I am because of that. Massively, I am who I am because of that. And you have to be satisfied with your past. Whether you liked it or not, you have to be satisfied. You have to be. You have to get to a point where you are satisfied that it happened. And you have to really say to yourself, there is nothing in my life that I'm dissatisfied with. It's the past, it is gone. It does you no justification by holding on to it. Absolutely none. And I know that some of you are thinking, oh my God, but that's quite hard. And I had to really come to terms with that, even me this weekend, like really having to deal with the fact of saying out loud that I was satisfied with what happened to me as a kid. I had to really deal with that, but I have to be in order to move on. And then the final thing, and this again was really hard for me, is fondness. You have to be fond of what's happened, because happy people have psychological fondness of the past. And the opposite of being happy about the past is, guess what that's called? Baggage. If you're not happy about the past, you're carrying so much baggage about the past. Baggage. My whole family carries baggage about the past. Every single one of them. And I'd say that with my mum on the call. Every single one of my family carries baggage on the past. You know why? Because they haven't accepted it. They're not satisfied and they're not fond of it. They're not happy about the past. I am happy about the past. I kind of forgave what happened a couple of years ago in my life, and I've come on a journey so much more with it now. Couldn't say it to half the members in my family because they wouldn't understand what I was talking about. But I've had to come to a place where I'm happy, I've accepted it, and I'm satisfied with it, and I'm fond of it. Because it does me no justice for my future by holding on to the past. Not one. So then we move to the present. So present, you got to have expression in your face. If you look miserable on your Zoom call, do you think your prospect is ever going to want to join your team? Never in your life, ever, ever. Expression is everything for me. I'm always with a smile on my face when I go to something like this. I've met maybe 50 people this weekend that I've connected with. Expression, connection, and joy / play are the three things that can make you happy in this present moment. Remember, this whole section is about what makes us happy. So in the present moment, expression makes you happy. Force a smile on your face when you most don't like it. It releases chemicals and oxygen and oxytocin in your body. And you really have to be happy with self-connection. No, sorry. If you really want to be happy, you have to actively seek connection. Most people rarely hang out with their best friends. But why? They're your best friend. Why would you not hang out with them? And you will feel better when you connect with your people. You will feel better. And then in the future, the three things that will make you happy in the future: relationships, achievement, and freedom. You want to really have future happy, positive relationships. You want to plan trips and new adventures with someone that you like, know, trust, and love. Every 90 days, Brendan does a trip with his wife, and it's non-negotiable. It doesn't move in the calendar. You want to plan more future fun with someone that you love more often. Achievement is the sense of fulfillment that you have from doing something that you care about. That's what achievement is. And freedom, what does freedom mean to you? I want all of you to write that question down and all of you to think about it. I'm going to do a one-to-one with every single one of you this week. It's going to be sticky and times are going to be different because I'm obviously 8 hours behind you guys. But I want to do a 20-minute, I'm proud of you, Mum. I want to do a 20-minute like one-to-one with you all. And I want to really get that. There's a lot in this that I'm not going to talk about on the training call because I'm going to do that with you, every single one of you personally. Whether you do nothing in this business or you do loads in this business, I don't care. I want to have that chat with you. Okay, so now we go to day 2. Who is this? Is this making sense right now? Is everyone liking it? Are you feeling a bit overwhelmed? Are you like, oh my God? It's a bit crazy, right? Being hit in the face constantly with home truths in the space of an hour. I had 4.5 days. I had 4 days to do that. You guys have got an hour. Good luck. So the second day was about clarity. And it was really about being bold. He was talking about being bold. And he was saying, so this was something, I want you to all think of 3 words that you want to be. I'm not going to tell you my 3 words because you'll all copy me. So I want you to all have 3 words that you want to be. Inspirational, positive words about yourself. 3 words that you can say to yourself and you can say, I am this, and I am that. Every day that's going to anchor in on you. When you've got your 3 words, can you write them in the chat box? And I want you to set an alarm on your phone for different times throughout the day with these words. And then I'm going to give you confident, successful, influential. Nice. Influential is one of mine. Nice. Well, influential is actually my 4th word. So I have now, you don't have to just have 3, you can have more. So my 3 are, I am empowering, I am disciplined, and I am focused. And then I have another alarm it says influential, and I'm going to have another alarm that says energized. Okay, now I'm going to shoot really quickly through this concept, this framework that Brendan taught us. This framework is fucking off the chain, ridiculous, amazing. The 1-9 lever, so it's 1-9 ladder of vibrancy. So what that means, nice, Rachel. What that means is I'm literally going to shoot through this really quickly. I'm not going to go into detail with it. He spent a long time doing this, but I'm not going to go into detail. I'm literally just going to do this. 1 to 2 breaks per hour when you're working on your business, 1 to 2 breaks per hour. The most productive people take a break between every 15 minutes. So what that means is every 15 minutes, an alarm goes off your phone, and you take off your phone. You take yourself away from the phone. Oh God, I need to stretch. Nice, Jessica. So you take yourself away from your phone and your break, and even if you're in the flow, and even if you're having a conversation, and even if that bullshit, you take a break. When you're doing your block hours, I spoke earlier about having block hours that you do your business. I'll talk more about that soon. When you have block hours, you do 15 minutes. You just take 2 minutes. Go meditate for 2 minutes. No, you need to control that distraction. You need to control whether you get distracted or not. And if you get distracted, for 2 minutes, and then you go back to work. Actually, having the break means you don't get distracted when you do that work. Otherwise, what happens is we all sit there for 6-7 hours trying to do loads of work. Oh, I did loads of business today, when actually you didn't do that much business today. Hands up if you feel me, you've been there. Oh, I did 12 hours of business work today, and actually you probably did about 2. Because you didn't give yourself a break, and you let yourself permanently get distracted. So by not having a break, the richest people in the world do this. Do you want to be rich? Do you want to be successful? Then maybe you should do this. You're not a machine. You're not a fucking robot. You're not a robot. Don't expect to go 9 hours a day. You're not a robot. You are not a toothpaste machine that puts toothpaste into toothpaste tubes. It's not what you do. You are a human. You have emotions. You have feelings. You have a belly to feed. You have water to drink. You have fresh air, oxygen to breathe. You have a mind that you need to put at peace every now and then. You're not a machine. You do not work through. If you work through, you're going to burn out. And that's why we get sick. And that's why we flop at the end of the day. And that's why we become demotivated, because we don't have breaks. So the first thing is 1 to 2 breaks per hour. And the second is 2 to 4 meals a day. I'm not going to go into much. 2 to 4 meals a day. The third thing is 4 to 5 liters of water a day. So many of you don't drink water. So many of you. The next thing is the most productive people in the world do this. 5 to 6 workouts a week. That could be an hour walk 3 times a week, and then 2 more high intense workouts. The next thing is 6 to 7 meditations a week, whether that's praying, recharging. There has to be 6 to 7 times where you go within and there's peace in you, and you find that peace. Brendan does 2 20-minute meditations a day, at least a day. And the next thing, and this is something I really have to work on, is 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. And I'm going to go into this point because it's really important and none of us do it. The average human being needs 8 hours. The average human being needs 8 hours. That's the average. That's not all. That's the average, right? Because for optimum brain function, for optimum mood, for optimum capacity to use your brain, you need 7 to 9 hours. Sure. We can survive off 4 hours. I've had 4 hours the last 2 nights because of my jet lag. Sure, we can survive off it, but you cannot thrive off that. That's the freaking big difference right here. High performers do not survive. High performers thrive. If you guys want to take your life to the next level, you need to start sleeping more. There's this thing called the dishwasher effect. Now, this is really scientific, but it was so interesting. There's this thing called the dishwasher effect in your brain, where basically it cleans up all the toxins of the day. They're all washed and cleaned up in your body, but it only happens when you sleep and when you're really deeply sleeping. And if you're only having 4, 5, 6 hours sleep a night, that's not happening. And even though it's hard, it's so necessary for you to try and train yourself to do this. You've got to train yourself like an athlete. You want to be really precise. 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's I don't know what that is. And it's probably about 25 degrees in Celsius is the sweet spot to go to sleep. And the cooler you sleep, the dishwasher effect works better. And our bodies are trained to sleep 8 hours. So we have to train it our bodies aren't trained to sleep 8 hours. We have to train it. So if you wake up and you've only had 5 hours sleep, like this is something I'm going to have to do. If you wake up and you've only had 5 hours sleep, lie in bed for an extra hour and train your body Your body and your brain are two different things, right? You've got to train your body to lie in bed for that extra hour, to get used to having a still body for 8 hours. Have no caffeine after 4 p.m. You want to sleep in a dark and cool room and have no heavy meals after 8 p.m. Intermittent fasting is a real thing. People in the 50s used to have dinner at 6 p.m. and breakfast at breakfast at 6 a.m. So they'd have 12 hours where they didn't sleep. And you should really know what the last meal in your day looks like for you. And if you don't know that, then we need to have a conversation, because I can help you figure that out with your life. I'm not a nutritionist, but I'm sure as hell have a good idea. And then they spoke a lot about, oh my God, then they had, Brendan did the whole 4 days of this seminar, apart from this one time, this guy, Anthony, he was really handsome. My future husband right there. Apart from the fact he's married and has 2 children, so he can't be technically, but I channeled right there what my future husband was going to be like. And actually, you know what's really interesting this weekend, and this is like a you know, a personal thing that I dealt this weekend. Okay, I'm going to skip through his part. I'll remind me that, write down in your notes that I didn't tell you about what Anthony taught me, because then I can do that on another training, because it's just too much. He spoke a lot about physiology. And then someone gave me a free ticket. People paid $1,000 to go to this like business meeting afterwards with this special guy called Mel Abraham. And I got a free ticket to go in. Yeah, I did. So it was like a live Q&A, and it was 3 tips about personal development with business, which, because Brendan didn't really talk about business, it was personal development the whole weekend, but this session, baby, business. So there was a lot of things that I learned in this that I'm going to implement myself and teach you all too, but I'm not going to go into it now. So you can also write that down, that I didn't talk about the business meeting, the extra business meeting, but fuck, I got a lot of good ideas in that. Sorry, I'm really swearing because I haven't sworn all weekend. So I need to drink some water. I want to go sit outside. It's such a lovely day. So the next thing is, stretch my legs. The next thing is back to the pillars of high performance, productivity. So you need to have more self-talk if you're going to be more productive. Productivity is a hard game to fight. No, productivity isn't a hard game to figure out. I have a dream for my life. I have a dream. We said that all weekend. We all held up our books, and he would do this. He would like, this is our book. This is our manifesto book. And he would be like, pardon me, he would be like, say, I have a dream, and hold your book up. And we would go, I have a dream. And I probably did that 50 times this weekend. It was liberating, let me tell you. But imagine this. Oh my God, I have to just, I wonder if I can lie down. I need to lean. Imagine this. That's better. Imagine starting your day without connecting with your dream. Imagine. We all do that every day. When you don't check in with your ambitions, that's what you do. You start your day without dreaming. If you want to be more productive, you have to check in with your dreams every single day. You've got to really fucking do this work, period. Do this work. There were so many times in the conference where he would say, you know, turn to the person next to you and say this, turn to the person next to you and give them a hug, turn to the person next to them and say, do this work. And that was one of the things, do this work, reconnect with your dreams every day. How dare you, every single one of you, how dare you go to work without looking and wanting to fulfill your dreams? How dare you? Like, really, how dare you? For people on camera, can you raise your hand if your dreams have anything to do with bettering the life of your family, of people that you really love? Okay, so tell me, how dare you go to work without fulfilling your dreams, without fulfilling your want to help your family? How dare you do that? You have to switch that in your head. It's not just for you, it's for your family. How dare you do that? That is like, that's unbelievable. You are a human with a heart. You are not an ant. You're a human with a heart. Be more than just a worker bee. Be more than just an ant. You have dreams. You have connections in your head. synapses that think about that house on the beach that you want to have. Don't be so disconnected with emotion. Don't go to work disconnected, ever, ever. Do it better, be connected, have an internal knowing that life fucking matters. Life matters. Your emotions matter. Your feelings matter. Your dreams matter. Don't ever go to work without remembering that your dreams matter. If you don't remind yourself on a daily basis, how are you going to know? Then we had to write down our dreams. And I got 2 pages full of dreams. I'm going to pick out some dreams to show you. Whew, here we go. So, my first thing I wrote was, right, so this is what I was going to tell you guys before, my personal thing. I spoke so much about fucking wanting a husband this weekend. It was rather unbelievable. So my second dream I wrote down was, my dream is to have a loving husband, to have 3 beautiful mixed race children with curly hair and big blue eyes, to be loved by my husband, to have my family healed, to have my mum healed and understand us more, to have Chloe, my sister, live her dream, to travel every country in the world, to never worry about money, to have many successful businesses, to be a millionaire, to be a Victoria's Secret model, to fulfill my dreams, to help other people fulfill their dreams, to be 39 Club, to help people in my team be NMD, to have loving and lasting, sincere relationships, to satisfy my husband, to meet Division, to date an R&B singer. Maybe my R&B singer will be my husband. I wrote that down. To go to the Maldives. To be positively empowering people through public speaking. To travel the world with Chloe. To dance more. To teach my kids to have to live a strong and meaningful life. What does that say? To have long-lasting relationships. I wrote that 3 times. Obviously, that's what I want in my life. And then we wrote down 3 big actions that we can take today to fulfill our dreams. So I'll share those with you. Mine was to work on myself daily and believe in myself, and to recite my dreams. To build stronger, more everlasting and rich relationships with people, and to be more consistent. To value my health and fitness more, and to be more consistent with that. To be on purpose with my sleep. To move more. To wake up fresh. To visualize my dreams daily. To have daily plans. Right, okay, so now I'm going to skip to something completely different. It's still relatable to productivity. So this next thing that I'm going to ask you is to write down is that distractions come from doubt. If you're distracted, it's because you don't believe in yourself enough. And then I wrote this down in my book. I own my dream. No one can take my dream from me. No one. That was a really good point for business. Do I share that now? What time is it? Okay. Okay, so this was something that was really good business tip. Oh, excuse me. So Brendan was saying how that when he started doing coaching, he would do like a free 1-to-1 1-hour coaching call with people for an hour, and then he would obviously have them on his list. And what he would do is the following Monday, so even if they decided that it's not for them and that they're not going to join and they're not going to do the follow-up, that they're not going to join and they're not going to do the follow-up, etc., he would follow up with them the Monday after, and he would go, hey, kick ass this week. Hope you have a really fantastic week. Do you remember those goals that we spoke about last week? And he would follow up with them every single Monday. And eventually they became a client of his. So imagine if you did that with every prospect that you have. Every prospect that you added them to the group. Imagine if you said, hey, I just thought I'd send you this inspirational video that really resonated with me this week. How are you doing? How's your week been? Imagine if you did that. Wouldn't that be cool? Think about how many prospects you all have. Turn up to your dreams like you turn up to your job. How many of you go to work? How many of you have a job? How many of you wouldn't dare call in sick? So how many times have you called in sick to your dreams? How many days has gone by where you didn't check in on your dream? That's you calling on sick on your dream. There was something that I'm still on day 2, but something I learned today that is sitting hard in my head is, how does it go? People, if you don't have a vision, you will work for someone else that has a vision. So all of you that have a job, me included, when I do that job, that is not my vision. That's me building someone else's vision. Right, so morning routine is really important. I'm not going to talk about that much, but like morning routine is really important. If that's one thing you get from this call, it's that you need to get a clear and concise morning routine. For me, my morning routine is now going to be to get up and get outside the house, go and exercise, because I've realized how amazing it is for me to get up in the morning and exercise. I'm going to get up and exercise, and I'm going to do some reading and some journaling. That's going to be my morning routine. And I'm also going to check in on my dreams, say my affirmations out loud. I'm going to say, I own my dream. Okay, so now I'm just going to give you really quickly 5 musts for crushing it. 5 musts for crushing it. 1, monthly project review. 2, weekly prep. Every Sunday night or every Monday morning, you need to be planning your week out and preparing your family, preparing your boyfriend. If Monday, Tuesday is really busy, you've got to say to them, hey, look, Monday, Tuesday is really busy. I'm not going to have time to see you, spend much time with you. But on Wednesday, let's have your favorite meal. Life is all about, remember, creating long-lasting relationships. If all you do is work and you don't have any relationships, you're going to get to the end of your life lonely, miserable, and on your own. Don't do that. The 3rd thing is have a morning routine. Commit to this and make it energy filling. The 4th thing is daily block time. Block time every single day that you work on your business, no matter what. Those power hours where you have 15-minute, when it goes to the 15-minute mark, you have a 2-minute break. And the 5th thing was, I can't find it. Maybe there wasn't a 5th thing. There's something, if you can all write this note down, there is something about weekly design that I'm going to teach you. I'm not going to do it now because it's too much. Weekly design I'm going to teach you. And how I am going to teach you all this right now. If you are random with your life, very few things go well. Don't be a free spirit. Do not be a free spirit. There are so many of you that have said to me, oh, I'm just a free spirit. I like to go with the flow. I'm spontaneous. If you're a free spirit, you're actually a lost soul. Everything in this life has an order. The way that the flowers are planted, to the way that the rivers were built, to the way that the houses were put together, to the way that humans were made, to the way that the plants, the way that the earth is a certain amount from the sun, so that as humans we can cope with that sun, and that our bodies have the vitamin D. If we were any closer, we would be too hot and we wouldn't be able to survive on this planet. If we were further away, same thing. Everything has an order, no matter what you believe. If you believe in science and the Big Bang, or you believe in God, or you believe in the universe, whatever you believe, everything has an order. We were put on this planet a specific way. We eat green vegetables and they give us more energy. Everything has an order, everything. Don't live your life so unordered. Have boundaries in your life. Boundaries is what creates freedom. Boundaries creates freedom. Give yourself 2 to 3 goals a day to work on during that block time. That block time is where you get work done. You don't do calls in that block time. You don't do events in that block time. Your block time is you getting work done. So in this business, that would be follow-up, that would be posting, that would be sending out new messages, that would be connecting with new people, that would be posting in groups, that would be checking in with your upline, block time. But none of those are on the call. And the fifth thing must for crushing it is you have a team. Guess what? All of you have a team. Don't tell yourself that you're the only one that can do it. Be duplicatable. The people that you surround yourself with is so important. I don't need to talk about that a lot because I know you all know that. But really, really do it. Find a creative way to find your team. Your time and energy and investment into who you are is so valuable. You've got to really, 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 really know. You really got to know that you deserve support. And be really resourceful. The bigger the dream, the bigger the team. If you've got big, scary dreams, guess what? You need a big-ass team, baby. Go and find that big team. And share your big, crazy dream. Share it. Duplicate, 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 duplicate. 2 ideas for productivity. 1 is get around high performers. Hang around with people that perform at a high level. And 2 is double down on your conviction. People believe people with a conviction way much more. I have so much conviction. That's one thing I have for sure. I have conviction. I am going to be successful. I am going to travel the world. I am going to have a lot of money. I am going to have a loving husband. I am going to be NMD. I am going to be super successful with my modeling business. I am going to be a successful model. I am. Say it with fire. Say it with joy. Be willing and be passionate. Don't be fucking weak about your shit. Don't be weak. And whether it's to 1 person, to 5,000, or to 3 people, have conviction. I did my event last night. 5 people showed up. Guess what? Still did the event. 5 people is better than none. I knew no one in the city and I still had 5 people come to my event. Do you think that was scary? It was shit scary. I had to sit there and talk about what it was really like to be a model and all admit my deepest dark emotions and deepest dark experiences. I still did it, guys, and it was scary, but it was worth every single second of it. So I'm not going to talk about day 4, which was today, which was really staying on your agenda, because that is a whole nother thing. But I am going to give you a few quotes and you can write down the ones that resonate with you. Don't just do something because it fills a short-term need. And make better decisions on who you want to become and the life that you want to have. If you don't have a vision, you'll work for someone else that does have a vision. If you have the High Performing Habits book from Brendan, then read the chapter How to Say No. He said that chapter was really important. Learning how to say no will run your life. And ask yourself, for what you do right now, is there a real need? And then I learned all about how to understand people, which is what I'm going to do with all of you one-to-one. I learned, look, literally I have this here. Organize calls one-to-one with people. Do this. And I have a list of 7 questions I'm going to ask each of you that helps me learn about all of you more. And then I learned how to persuade people. I learned how to handle conviction. I learned 5 tips on how to relationships, which was really, really, really funny and amazing. And be a character. Always be a person of character and always be a person of gratitude. Gratitude goes a hell of a long way, guys. So, does anyone have any questions? We'll take a couple minutes of questions, then I need to leave. Again, being disciplined and respectful of my time and your time. New things I'm doing. Questions, anyone? Remarks, comments? Did it help you?
I just want to say, like, your energy tonight is just amazing. I
feel pooped, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but your energy, like, coming across is just amazing. It just shows, like, the effect conference has on you.
Yeah.
I myself have taken about 6 long pages of notes.
Awesome.
It's one thing what stands out for me, which is what I've realised this week anyway, is personal development, working on yourself. Like, I hold my hands up.
Yeah.
I've been shocking from the start of joining this, of leaving personal development out, like focusing more on doing actual business stuff rather than myself, and it's had a bad effect because I've not been able to handle situations what might have come up, and then it makes me not as consistent. But I need to hold myself more accountable to doing that, and getting like the morning routine in place in order to be able to do that before I go to work will be really helpful for me. When you said the thing about not checking in with your dream, like, I wouldn't dare call in sick to work, you know, because I have cats to feed, so I'm always like, I have to go to work, like, even if I'm feeling crappy. But I never check in with my dreams and what I'm doing, like, why I'm still doing this. So yeah, that really hit home. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, really. It's just, yeah.
Awesome. Love
I feel a bit, I mean, there was a lot of crazy home truths, but I think something that something that really stuck with me was, this is weird, it's changed my entire mindset, I don't even know how to think. How you were talking about how everything's connected, and how, you know, we get energy from, like, the sun, and as well as the things that we eat. And I think that that's going to really, I really feel like that's changed the way I look at food now. Like, it's very weird when you're having a totally different mindset change. Because I'm a massive believer in how we're connected with everything and everyone, but I seem like I've lost that all along the way. I think when I was younger, I was very, very in tune with myself and with nature and with what I was eating and with meditation and who I had in my life. And then my confidence just got knocked massively. And I think that was kind of what's missing. But it's interesting just by hearing it said out loud and realizing that that's backed up. It is backed up by science, and the fact that all of our products and everything are whole food nutrition. It makes complete sense that, like, now that's what I should be doing in my life to change it and to give me more energy. It's weird. It's mind blowing. So I've made
awesome.
a lot of notes as well.
Sorry, I had to say goodbye to Amber. Amazing. Yeah, I'm glad you got so much out of it. I literally sat here this whole weekend going, oh my God, I need to talk to her about that. I need to talk to her about that. And that's why I'm going to be, that's why I want to do one-on-one with all of you. Because, like, there's so many things where I'm like, oh, you, like, that's going to happen. But yeah, super awesome. This was the best weekend of my life. It was ridiculous, like the best weekend of my life. I've never ever had so many distinctions and brain popping moments and realizations, emotional moments, like everything. It was crazy. Hi, how are you? I'm just doing a team call, wrapping up. You can say hi. I'm doing a team call with one of my businesses.
Oh, wow. Hey, guys. I'm a colorful guy in your phone. I don't know you guys, but I wish you love and happiness. And you appreciate life and abundance and all the other crazy stuff that's going on. Bye-bye. Natasha, I'll see you.
Yeah, I see you. I have you, right? We connected.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
How? Can't remember. Oh, yeah, I do. Well, on Facebook, I'm Tasha.
Tasha Minter.
Yes, and then on Instagram, I'm Natasha Minter.
Hard to remember.
Right?
Just kidding. So it's Tasha Minter.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
If I ever go to London again?
Yes, if you ever come to London, you have a place to stay. You're welcome. See you soon. That's the kind of people I've spent my whole weekend with. Literally insanely amazing people, like 2,000 people of just absolute magic. It's just insane. This was the best event I ever came to. It stinks every single event that I ever went out the water. Like, I literally stood there and I was like, when I get married, see what I mean? There was so much marriage in my head this weekend. I was like, when I get married, this is what I'm going to bring my mom to, my sisters, my best friends, all my bridesmaids. My hen party is going to be here. I'm going to come to something like this, and we're going to do a 4-day personal development workshop together, and I'm going to pay for everybody to do it, and we're all going to fly to a part of the world, and that's what my hen party is going to be. I already decided in my head, because that's the best gift I could ever give anybody. Like, I can't tell you how I sat there going, oh God, I wish so-and-so was here doing this, so-and-so was here doing that. It was the best investment I ever made for myself, ever. Ever, the best investment ever, and I'm so glad I did it, and I'm so I can't tell you how. I literally can't tell you how. If nothing else good happens in my trip, which isn't going to happen, this is the beginning of my trip. I feel like I've been here 4 weeks already, and I've only been here for like 5 days. It was just the most amazing thing ever, because it was all personal development, all about reflection, all about, you know, helping myself go to the next level. And I literally felt myself, the visions I had when I did like my meditations and stuff. I literally, one time I closed my eyes and I saw everybody like with a flame inside of them, and it wasn't like as if they were burning on fire. It was more like they were it had ignited something in them, right? And that was next level, really weird, crazy. And then there was another time where I was like, again, meditating, and I was stood in the middle, and I could see this like ripple coming out of me, like a wave ripple coming out of me, like electric waves, and they were all like rainbow colored, like as if I could affect all the people around me. So that was really, really mad. And then another one that I had was, oh my God, it just left my head. I can't remember what it was. Oh fuck, what was it? I can't remember what it was. Doesn't matter. Either way, I had some really next level. Oh, the other thing was when we did like testimonials on what we thought of the event. When I did my testimonial and I was like on video, one thing that really, really, really stuck out for me was, that ripple. I don't know what. Oh, yeah, Rachel. But the energy was just magnetic here. And also the thing that I had when I was doing my testimonial is that I literally felt like I said goodbye to Natasha and I said hello to a new Natasha. Like, as I did my testimonial, it's literally like my inner spirit, like imagine you have like a little person sat inside of you in your like your pit of your tummy, like right here, not your pit of your tummy, like, you know, behind your rib cage. That, like, right there, it's like I have my little person in my box that was me living my life, literally like stepped onto a whole new podium, and the other podium disappeared, and there was no going back, and there was no living my old life anymore. And I was on this new podium, and the only way to move off that podium was to go up another level. But I had just gone up. I'll never forget that feeling. Never forgetting, because it was just quite unstoppable, to be honest with you, and really, really overwhelming. And I'm really like, I can't quite believe the weekend I've just had, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm gonna sit and reflect on it this afternoon. I'm gonna take the afternoon to relax and sunbathe and enjoy the sun, because it's been such good gorge weather here, and I've been inside most of the time. But also I am gonna really, really thoroughly enjoy, you know, embracing and reflecting on everything that I have just learned this weekend. And I haven't even shown you guys half of what I learned, and a lot of what I've learned otherwise has been like frameworks that's going to help you all with your business, take it to the next level, stuff like that. So yeah, we are literally, I have no words apart from it was just sensational. So I hope this helped you all just 2%. If it helped you 2%, then like my job is done, right? So yeah. Amazing. I love you all, and I'll see you all really soon. Oh my God, I'm just so baffled right now. I can't even concentrate. So I'm going to leave. Let's just take a picture. Smile, Rebecca, Mum and Rach, because you're the ones on my screen. Okay, I got it. Well done, Mum, on your climb. And I'll see you soon, everybody. Love ya.
Bye.
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 Bye now.
Bye now.